Good morning and happy Thanksgiving. I know it'll be Thanksgiving before tomorrow gets too far gone. I want to say that some exciting things are taking place within Jackson Public Schools, and I know you've all heard about the bond, or at least have an idea that we're going to run a bond. I want to kind of give you a timeline so we can kind of start with what that looks like, and then I'll walk through how this is going to impact each and every one of our students, each and every one of our employees, and our district in the future. So last night, our board voted to move forward with the bond process. Now, this is an outcome of our bond development committee, and we've been doing this for well over a year now. And so I need to say thank you to some dedicated citizens, some teachers who've participated, some of our administration and leadership that's been there. This has been a real effort, and we've met multiple times to go through pages and pages and pages of data. TMP, which is our architecture firm, was brought on board a year ago, and they've done structural analysis on the things that are needed within our district, and there's a lot. So to say that we've got just one area or one thing that we're going to fix with a bond, we just can't get there. We've got more to do than one project. So with that, the timeline looks like this. The board voted to move forward with the bond process. In December, myself and Mr. Riddell, the Assistant Superintendent of Finance and Facilities, will be going to Treasury, and we'll get our bond approved at Treasury. That's our goal. And then in January, we will be looking at language for the ballot. We will certify that language by the early part of February and have our ballot language prepared so that we can be prepared for a May vote. So I don't have a lot of talking points. I'll walk you through what the bond is, but I'm not out here with a sales pitch, and I want you to know that if you are interested, and I hope you are, if you are capable, and I hope you will be, of reaching out to your peers, to your neighbors, to being a building captain, to helping to lead the discussion, to helping being one of our community resources so that folks can come and ask you questions. If you are one of those folks, I'm going to get you a rap sheet. I'm going to get you things to talk about. And please come forward. Let me know. Let somebody on the bond development committee know. We'll have some appointed people out there so that you'll know where to go. And we'll get that to you. But for now, just sit tight, know that there's a significant investment in Jackson Public Schools coming, and that when we do this, it has the opportunity to really put Jackson Public Schools as a state-of-the-art school system, not just in Jackson County, but really throughout Michigan. All right, so a couple things. Here we go. We'll kind of run up from our elementaries all the way up through our high school. So we'll build on a really strong foundation. One of the big keys that we're going to talk about is our facilities, and I've talked about this a number of times. We are a district of about 5,000 kids, and we're built for about 8,000 kids. So we know we've got to reduce some of our classrooms because we've got a lot of empty classroom space, and that's hard for the district to maintain. It's impossible for us to fill our seats, and we spread ourselves so thin that we can't actually accomplish our mission. So one of the things that we're going to look at is where should we be and how do we create those advantages within our own district. Buildings like Northeast, which is in the northeast corner of our district, is our youngest building, built in 1969, and that facility is going to get remodeled. It's going to become a campus within a campus housing, so you'll see two school locations on that, one serving an upper elementary setting and one serving a lower elementary setting. The same thing will happen over at Frost, with one exception. The board has voted to build a new building. Frost and Cascades present some structural challenges for us. And so the plan for Cascades Frost is to build a new Cascades Frost campus. Similar idea, upper elementary, lower elementary in one building on one location. Dibble's going to get a little bit of work. Dibble's going to get some reworking done at the office and some modernization in the hallways. I should say this, all of our campuses are going to get some modernization in the hallways, but they're also going to get rid of the portables. We are going to do similar over at Hunt. Hunt does not need portables going away, but Hunt does need a modern office setting. When you walk into Hunt, much like many of our facilities, they just weren't built for the era that we're in. And so we're going to create a welcome center, an airlock, a way to bring folks into the campus in an orderly fashion and protect our buildings, our staff, and our students with very secure entryways. And that's kind of a theme. Safety and security throughout our district is going to be something you're going to hear over and over and over again as we continue to move forward. That was actually the #1 priority for our bond development committee, was safety and security. And so every facility is going to get touched that way. So Lincoln is a building we want to reopen. That'll be a renovated building, and some of us don't even know where Lincoln's at because it's closed more than 20 years ago now. Lincoln is a tragedy for us in one regard, though. Lincoln is a building that we closed before we had a concept of what schools of choice was. So schools of choice came out a year or two later, and the ramifications of that 20 years down the road is that we've lost nearly 600 students to Vandercook Lake. We need to be in that market, we need to be in that area, and so for the relatively low investment that is Lincoln Elementary, we can generate hopefully new population, but more importantly we can keep population from leaving our district. We do have some buildings coming offline. McCulloch came offline this year. You will see Bennett fall offline. That will ultimately move over into Northeast campus. You will see Cascades fall offline. Obviously, both Cascades and Frost are going to be replaced with a brand new location. Sharp Park with a new safe and secure entryway. They're a lobby area that they have there. It just needs a little bit of work, and so some buildings need a very minimal amount of work, and other buildings like Parkside need much more renovation. So again, Parkside was a California campus. Designed with 89 different exterior doors and kids that can run outside and go every which way but loose. You'll likely see the offices move inside the building so that our main office and welcome center is not located in a separate building away from our students, away from our teachers. I think there's a way for us to put our administration within the campus. Parkside needs a new science wing, and that's well overdue, so our science wing at Parkside needs a significant amount of help. And so that's on the agenda there as well. When we move up to the high school is going to receive a new pool out of the east side of the building, or excuse me, out of the west side of the building, where the current ramp is now, is our expectation. There'll be a new welcome center, and we know this, and this is one of those things we really should have taken care of before. We know this, we need to move our offices out of their current location, and we need to centralize them on that west entrance so that we can airlock folks in and out of the facility there. So our offices will go down one floor and move to the west entrance, and that will be our welcome center, our main entrance into the building. And then the current office space is going to get remodeled, as is much of the building with regards to some modern learning environments, but we're really going to expand our IT offerings within Jackson Public Schools, and so you're going to see a real broad attempt to move our district into IT specific fields. So we want to increase the coding that we're offering, we want to increase the web design, we want to increase the cybersecurity, we want to increase our offerings in this because we know that the world is becoming more modern and more modernized, and we have to have a student body, a workforce that is prepared for that moving forward. You've heard a lot about modern classrooms, you've heard a lot about space, you've heard a lot about furniture and what that might look like. I can tell you that when we renovate a building, it's not going to be, hey, look, we've come in and put down some new paint and some new carpet. The classrooms themselves are going to transform. And the furniture is not just the hey, look, we've changed the color of the furniture in the room, but it's really going to be designed to meet a function. And that's not an overnight process. That's really a 3-year rollout with a lot of professional development, a lot of help for our teachers to be able to get into classrooms. And we're doing this now. There's going to be opportunities throughout this year to get out of our district and go visit buildings that have got modern learning environments in them, to talk to teachers, to talk to educators, where you can see how this is going to impact your teaching and learning. Teaching and learning, by the way, was the second highest requirement of our bond development committee. They said, Jeff, we want safe and secure schools, and we want to increase or change our teaching and learning and our learning environments. Those were the two priorities developed by the bond development committee. They were over 90% as far as folks who said that's their #1 priority. So we were very happy with the outcome of that, and what that tells us is that they're online with what you're doing in the classroom. They're very proud of what you're doing, and they want to continue to see that grow. Again, we've got a lot of work to do. I hope you'll be a part of this solution. It will be a significant investment in Jackson Public Schools. Transform our public education not just K-12, but really beyond that. It's going to create partnerships and opportunities for our students, and so I'm hoping that you'll have an opportunity to get involved. We really do need you to be part of our leadership, part of this movement going forward. So hang on, stay tuned. There's going to be more to come, and we will get you some information. Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys on the other side.